Hello everybody, this is Hassan from Dalf. Dalf is a full stack development platform, and in the next few minutes we will see a glimpse of what it can do for us. Dalf does not require any specific folder structure or file names. To start a Dalf app, I have just created a folder, and now we'll call Dalf Watcher in it, so Dalf will build my app every time I change something in this folder. I am now defining a single object type, task. We then import Dalf.io and embed Dalf thing. When I save this file, Dalf will build and run a web server. Here is a fully functional app built with only 7 lines of code. Dalf has done a lot of things automatically, but don't worry, there is no black magic in Dalf. Everything it does can be easily changed. For example, the title Todo app here. Let's change it. Now I am creating an app.conf file. We give our app a new name and ID. I also want to set the port for the web module. These changes show us something very important about how Dalf works. Dalf does things for us only when we don't do them. Initially we hadn't given a name to our app, so Dalf looked at the folder name, title cased it, and added app to the end. It gave our app a name that makes sense. The same with the port. Until we set a specific port, Dalf asked the operating system for the next available port to listen on, instead of complaining about some missing configuration. Let's see what happens behind the scenes. I'll set Dalf's temporary build folder to be here beside our app root. As soon as we save the new configuration, we see a Go environment prepared for our app, and the code that Dalf has just written for us. The code that we would need to write if Dalf hadn't done so. Here it created a fully working web server with authentication, authorization controls, data persistence specifically coded for each type, and even HTML and JSON views for our objects. Now let's add some items to the database. Some of you may be bored by now, thinking all this magic means no flexibility, no power in the hands of the developer. Fortunately, that's not the case. Dalf serves you without ever getting in the way. Let's say Chobani Yogurt just paid us $1 gazillion to make people consume their products more. We want to be able to manipulate the data every time it is loaded from the database. Dalf allows you to interfere with everything it does at every stage that is convenient for you. You can access an object before and after it is saved to, loaded, or removed from the database, before or after they are prepared for output as HTML, JSON, or any other content type. And you can also stop something from happening or replace a default method completely. Dalf makes it very easy to render data in different formats, and it automatically does this for HTML and JSON. By defining templates, you can render content in any format you wish, from PNG to PDF to SVG. In Postman, a simple tool for making HTTP requests, we add a header to ask the server to send the result in JSON instead of the default HTML. Let's also check the output for a single object. And as you see, we have the same data rendered as HTML here. Templating in Dalf is unique and also the subject of a much longer video, but here is a brief example of how it works. We just create an HTML file. Dalf templates are generally representations of the output. When we add item type attribute to any HTML element, it means that we are defining an HTML template for that type. Now you see our template replaced the default one. In the same fashion, we can add attributes of the object to output. So what does Dalf bring for us? There is no need to configure anything to start. You just focus on what you actually need to build. The rest is on Dalf. Dalf builds a fully working RESTful web API server. It also allows you to build anything. You can easily build service applications with custom protocols or even command line interfaces for your systems. You can change anything you want. Developers are not enforced to accept or do anything in Dalf's world. Dalf means ease, freedom, and power for developers. Thank you for watching, and please join our newsletter so we can bug you with great news.